Which is the best investment? Is any investment actually a best investment? Today's video, I'm going to discuss and clear all such myths which says that there is a best investment. I am Preeti Dharge, member of Team Galaxy, a group of 1,000 financial planners who have been helping nearly 10,000 families achieve their dream goal. Now, just to brief out, what is financial planning? Financial planning essentially means how efficiently I utilize my funds to achieve my life goals. Now, what are life goals? Every person would categorize life goals into non negotiable goals. Now, what are non negotiable goals? For this, we need to create a bucket of funds for these three important life goals. That can be medical emergency fund, child education and career fund, and of course, most neglected, your retirement fund. Now, can I plan my investments in such a way that I can efficiently utilize my funds for these three important goals? Let's see. For this, what has been done is a financial literacy survey to a group of 100 people in Mumbai. And what are the and a survey says a survey gives them an option what they would select for their investments, and let's see the results. The survey essentially says even today 50% of the people prefer bank deposits as their investment avenue, and the second most important thing which people feel important today is life insurance, and the least preferred is company fixed deposits. The reason behind the choice of investment is people are self aware. They are undergoing and reading a lot and selecting this avenue. Investment decision depends upon normally four parameters. The highest parameter what people give importance is future growth, and the last what they give importance is goals of life. So that is the major problem. When I'm doing my investment, I'm not taking care of what are the goals of my life. Now let's see what are the various investment options: endowment plan, public provident funds, senior citizen savings scheme, fixed deposit, recurring deposit, national pension scheme, mutual fund, government bonds, gold ETFs, direct equity, real estate, life insurance, unit link insurance plan, post office monthly savings scheme, Sukanya Simriddhi Yojana, and endowment plans. How do you select an investment option? Essentially, there are four dimensions of investment: return on investment, risk, liquidity, and tax benefit. So, for that, what people have give rating, bank deposit, they say it is out of 10 ratings, people have given banks as the safest. Returns is low, which is 5, liquidity is high, 8, and tax benefit is 6. Let me explain one thing. For example, let's see LIC endowment plan, which says the safety is highest because they have a sovereign guarantee. Sovereign guarantee means in case LIC has some problem which is never going to have seen the balance sheet, Government of India will pay whatever proposed return LIC has promised. That is called sovereign guarantee. The returns, if we see, it is 7, which is reasonably high. Liquidity, people feel it is less, and tax benefit they have given 8. Let's see the other one, National Pension Scheme. The safety is low because you have an option of either equity or debt or both. So depending upon the person what he selects, the risk varies. Returns is usually high if most of the corpus are invested in equity. Liquidity is less and tax benefit is 6. Now let's come to comparison. Now we have stated earlier that there are three life goals. So if we categorize short term goals, we are using market linked options. First is ULIPs, mutual fund and equity linked saving scheme. Let's compare these three. Now first is the product type. ULIPs are unit linked insurance plans. Now investment come insurance product. With ULIP, the added advantage is that you get the insurance too. Mutual funds, it's a pure investment product. Equity linked saving schemes can be utilized as a tax saving instrument too. Withdrawable. ULIPs can be withdrawn only after a span of 5 years because there is a lock-in period. Mutual funds can be withdrawn anytime. Equity linked saving scheme have a mandatory lock-in of 3 years. Tax benefit under section 80C 1010D, ULIPs are qualified to have tax benefit of premium amount up to 1.5 lakhs. Equity linked mutual funds help you to save some taxes under section 80C. And pure equity linked saving schemes is taxed at the rate of 10%. Risk, ULIPs have lowest risk among all the three because mutual funds are subject to market and equity linked saving schemes have the highest risk. Return on investments. If you see return on investment, the highest what you get is in equity linked saving schemes, which is from 12 to 14%. Mutual funds may vary which type of fund have you invested. Pure equity will give high risk, high return, and debt will give low risk, low return. ULIPs again vary from plan to plan. Now, most important, people want their investments for even planning their child's future and education. So what we have taken is three options. So Kanya Samriddhi Yojana, LIC policy, which is Kanyadan, the name given is Kanyadan and the official name is Jeevan Lakshya policy, and PPF account. This is ideally which people are using for the investments from the research. Hence, we are doing a comparison accordingly. The premium limit for Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana is 1.5 lakhs per financial year. LIC Lakshya policy, there is no premium limit. Yes, there is no limit. Whatever person has a capacity, they can invest. PPF, there is again a limit of 1.5 lakhs per financial year. Account maturity tenure. Now Sukanya Samriddhi has to be essentially open for a girl child, and when she turned 21 years, it has to be transferred to her. After 18 years, it is transferred to her, and after 21 years, it stands closer. LIC policy, this Lakshya policy, the period can vary from 13 to 25 years, but the most important, it has to be opened in the name of a father of the child or the mother of the child. PPF 15 years with unlimited extension in each 5-year block. Interest. Sukanya Samriddhi, when it was started, the interest rate was 9.1%. But as of today, the interest rate is 7.6%. This Lakshya policies is entirely depends upon the bonus accumulation, and the interest or the annual return varies from 5 to 6%. PPF account, currently gives you a rate of return of 7.10. We have a loan facility only and only in LIC policy and PPF. In case of death, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, the most important, a parent is buying a investment for child's education and career. Now, in case of death, all the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana will stand to close because the premium will stop. But in LIC policy, though the father who has opened the account for the child dies, whatever promise is going to be fulfilled. That is, if he has planned that he wants to have a corpus of 25 lakhs for the child's future education or marriage, that is bound to be fulfilled at the age of 25, as all the future premiums are waived off. PPF, again, if there is a death, the account stands closed, so you will not reach your target. So ideally, you are aware that the best thing is to have a insurance policy. Now, retirement. Every person wish to retire at certain stage of life, maybe 60, 62. So for that, they need to make a provision. As soon as you turn 62, every month there should be a certain sum of money which should be flowing into your account. For that, we have taken three options: NPS, PPF and Jeevan Umang. Now, lock-in period for NPS is 10 years, for PPF it is 15 years, and for Jeevan Umang there is no such lock-in. Rate of return depends on market. In NPS, PPF, again it varies, and Jeevan Umang it is guaranteed at 8% per annum on your sum assured. Tax benefit, all the three are eligible for tax benefit for the same amount, 1.5 lakh under section 80C. Risk, NPS is considered highest risky, and PPF and Jeevan Umang have a both low risk appetite. Loan facility we have in PPF and Jeevan Umang, but not in NPS. Insurance, because Jeevan Umang is an insurance plan, it essentially has a life insurance. Means you have an insurance cum saving option, but in NPS and PPF you don't have that option. Ideally, let's take an oath that you should plan your retirement. Now, I have created my portfolio, but it's so confusion. I don't know where is it leading. I have some amount in real estate, some in equity, some in fixed deposit. But what should my ideal portfolio be? If you're aged 30 to 35, make provision for safety first. That is, ideally around 46% should go for your safety. Then some in medium risk, which can be in the form of mutual funds, ULIPs 27%, and then if you see risky or speculation, it should vary from 18% and 9% respectively. Now, ideally, this is Mr. Ashok, who is age 30. He is planning to have a big house in 10 years. He is planning that for his kid education in next 25 years, he would be needing some money, and for retirement, at the age of 60, he would be needing a lump sum of 50 lakhs plus a regular pension of 12 lakhs per annum. For kids' education, he has stated that if he is planning to have a good education for them, he needs at least 80 lakhs. For big house, at least 20 lakhs lump sum, one big investment he has to do, and rest all he will be opting for loan, monthly EMI. So let's see. What is the first and the foremost thing what person should have is insurance. Then he can have banks deposits, endowment plans, mutual funds, and NPS. Can I fix these columns in such a way that I am guaranteed I would be having exactly 80 lakhs for my child education when he turns 25? Exactly 12 lakh per annum I would be getting. There is only one option, that is insurance. I have a plan for that. You can ping me specially to know more. Let's conclude. There is no investment which is the best investment. But if I plan and I am systematic, I can reach my life goals. And what better than having a insurance? For knowing more about each and every plan, please message me or mail me on pritisthadke@gmail.com. Thank you.